Chassidic gems on Parshas Matos. The pasuk says, "Zeh hadova asher tzivo Hashem." The Torah is about to tell us certain commandments about vows that God commanded the Klal Yisrael. Zeh hadova, this is the thing, asher tzivo Hashem, that God commanded. The following are things that Hashem commanded. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah are saying, you think it says Zeh HaDover, it means this thing? It means Zeh HaDibur. The Torah is trying to tell us, before a person utters a word from his mouth, Zeh HaDibur, which words should the person speak? Before he utters a word out of his mouth, he should be baidik. He should check out first if this is something that Asher Tzivo Hashem, is this something that God would want me to say? Is this the will of God? We should only speak spiritual ruchnias, and that's all that counts. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Matos. The Torah says, Lo yachel devoroi. A person should not change his words. You have to be honest and keep to the words that you say. You make a commitment, make a promise, you should keep to it. Lo yachel devoroi, don't change your words. Kachol hayotze mipiv yaseh. Whatever comes out from his mouth, that's what he should do. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah say this seems to be a little bit redundant. Don't change his word. Whatever comes out from his mouth he should do. It seems to be redundant. So therefore they come along with a new interpretation. And they tell us the tremendous reward for somebody who's careful with what he says. If somebody is loyachal devorai, if somebody doesn't change his word, he keeps to his word, what he says, he doesn't change it around, keeps to his commitments, let's say, then, you know what the reward for that will be? Kachol hayotze mipiv. Whatever goes out of his mouth, whatever he wishes, whatever he desires, yaseh, he will do. Who will do? Hashem will do. Hashem will do, because you are so good and you are so honest that you don't change your words around. Then it's tzaddik goizer v'HaKadosh Baruch Hu mekayim. The person will speak, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will do whatever the person speaks. Look at the power. A person who keeps to his word and keeps his commitments. The Rebbeinu Shalom, for such a person, will do whatever comes out from his mouth, whatever he wishes. The Torah, continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Matos, the Torah says, "Heicholzu me'itchem anoshim latzova." Arm from among you, me'itchem. Arm, Heicholzu means arm. Arm from among you, anoshim latzova. People for the army. We got to go fight Midian. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah translates Heicholzu. It comes from the word of chlitza, like yibum and chlitza, which means there's a whole ceremony of taking off the shoe of the foot. It means there remove. So the Torah is telling us, remove yourselves. Which means what? Which means if somebody is only interested in himself, or anochi, I'm the only one that counts, and that's what me'itchem would mean, from you. All I'm interested in myself. Remove that. People have sometimes a lot of biases. They're only in it for themselves. So the Chassidic Torah are telling us, that the pasuk is telling us how we could become anoshim latzova, how we can, like in the Chabad, Lubavitch, they have a tzivos Hashem, they have the armies of Hashem. They want people to join the army of Hashem, and here too the pasuk is saying, you want to become anoshim latzova, you want to become people who are in the Rebbeinu Shalom's army. Then the secret of how to become a better Yid is Heicholzu me'itchem. Remove the zich, remove the anochi, that I'm only interested in myself. Whatever I do, all I'm interested in myself. I give $1 million in tzedakah. I want so much honor and glory. I shake a lot when I daven Shemini Esra. Ooh, people are going to say how frum I am. Hecholzu me'itchem. Don't do anything for yourself. Do things only because Hashem wants you to do it. And then you'll be anoshim latzova. You'll be people for the army. Similarly, on the same pasuk, Hecholzu me'itchem anoshim latzova. Remove yourself. Like we were just saying, but in a different format, we were saying that a person has to always see himself as if he's alone. How do I get myself not to try to show other people how frum I am? How do I do that? And the pasuk is saying, according to the Chassidic Torah, that Hecholzu me'itchem, take all the people away. In your mind, you're the only one in this world. You're the only one between you and Hashem, and you're trying to do whatever Hashem wants. You can't. If you imagine such a thing, you'll never think, oh, I got to show off my frumkeit to other people. Hey, you should remove yourself. Remove yourself. You're the only one here. And then you will be anoshim latzova. Then you will be people fit for the army of Hashem. Continuing with Chassidic gems on Parshas Matos. So they went to Midian, they fought the war, they came back with all kind of vessels of gold and silver that had to be purged from all the treifus. It had to be burnt out by fire. So how do you do it? How do you burn it out? It says in the Torah, Kol davar asher yovei ba'esh, whatever came through fire has to be removed through fire. For instance, a spit where you roast things on. So that roasting was done with treifa things over the fire. In order to cleanse it, to purge it, it has to be purged through fire. Kol davar asher yovei ba'esh, ta'aviru ba'esh. Whatever came through fire should be removed through fire. That's the simple. The Chassidic Torah tell us the secret of how to get rid of sin. How do you get rid of sin? So of course we know you got to do tshuva. Get rid of sin. But the Chassidic Torah have another method here, in addition to the regular method, that somebody who committed a sin with fire, with passion to do a sin, the Yetzer Hara was burning within him. He has to commit this sin. You know how you get rid of this sin? This Taviru Be'esh. You should serve Hashem with fire, with enthusiasm. Your davening should be with fire. Your learning should be with fire. Your chesed should be with fire, with your whole heart and soul. And that will combat the sin that you committed while being so full of passion and fire and heat. By serving Hashem with enthusiasm, with fire, with heat, we should be zeicha to this. Amen. Rav HaKodesh, Reb Nachman Mibreslov. Sikum, a summary of all the hashkafas that come out of the Chassidic gems. We spoke about before a person utters a word, he should think before you speak. Think before you speak. Is this something that the Rebbeinu Shalom would want me to say? Speak if is it Lashon Hara. Am I offending somebody? Think before. You know what you should speak about? Only Asher Tzivu Hashem, only what God commanded. That's what you should speak about. We spoke about how do we get Hashem to do whatever we desire. Whatever we desire. There's such a concept. A tzaddik can say something and HaKadosh Baruch Hu will listen. But what does a person have to do to be qualified for that? So the Torah says, keep your commitment. Keep your word. Don't change your word. You promise somebody something and then you back out, whatever. Lo yachel devor. Don't change your word. Then, that's the button to press. Then, whatever comes out from your mouth, Hashem will listen to. Okay, we spoke also about that every person has negiyas for himself, bias. He's all biased. He only wants to have a hand, a share. When he serves Hashem, he wants to get something out of it for himself. That's no good. That's treif. You got to remove any biases. Remove yourself from, when you serve Hashem, remove yourself from the picture. Only Hashem. And the question is, how do you do it? How do you get rid of the bias? So the next Chassidic Torah says that we should imagine that there's nobody else in this room except me. I can't do it because I want other people to see how religious I am, how firm I am, and how much money I give to tzedakah, and the person should envision, he should imagine, it's me and Hashem. Then you can't do it. Then you're not going to you're not afraid that you're going to do it because you want to show off to others. So first of all, you got to get rid of that. You got to get rid of that bias where you always want something part of the action for yourself. You want to get something out of it. And how do you that has to be gotten out of. You have to do it for Hashem. But how do you get the desire for other people to see how firm I am, how religious I am? Now you can get rid of that. You can imagine that there's nobody in this room here except you, and it's you and Hashem. Then we spoke about a way how to get rid of sin. Because if just like a spit where you roast things on has to be purged only through fire, because that's the way the fire was absorbed. So in order to get the fire out, you have to do it the same way. The same thing when you sinned with passion, with heat, with taiva, get that heat into your avodas hakodesh, into your serving Hashem. Get that passion, that enthusiasm, that desire to serve Hashem. That will combat the fire of the sin of when you committed the sin.